Good afternoon and welcome to ATN Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to proffer solutions that will benefit humanity. Now the headlines. Lagos State, teenager remanded for allegedly defiling 2-year-old girl. In healthcare, Sokoto Plateau cholera outbreak, 26 dead, 75 hospitalized. In the FCC, no major fraud possible without lawyers, Olukoyede. In human rights, Major General escorts assault couple overtaken. We are open for advert placements, news and event coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product, service and promotions and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network on Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1 on Twitter. We're on Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We are going to go on a short break, and when we get back, I'm going to introduce my amazing guests to you. Please stay on.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. To the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentary. On the fact today, only on ATN. from the line.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us on Society Watch. With me in the studio today is my amazing guest. His name is Goodluck Ebimobowe Timothy, aka Apostle Getz. Pleased to meet you today, sir. And a social analyst, and we'll be delving into the stories together and giving it aggregate attention. First story from Lagos. A 2-year-old girl has been abused. The Ikeja Chief's Magistrate Court on Tuesday remanded a 13-year-old boy named withheld in a corrections facility for allegedly defiling a 2-year-old girl. The teenager is standing trial on a 1-count charge of defilement. He, however, pleaded not guilty to the charge. The magistrate, Mrs. Ejiro Kumbeniji, ordered the remand of the teenager in the Correctional Center for Boys at Oregun after taking his plea. The magistrate, who refused to grant the defendant's bail application, ordered that the case file be forwarded to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, for legal advice. She subsequently adjourned the case until December 19th for mention. Earlier, the prosecutor, Inspector John Aberedem, informed the the offense on September 23rd at 8:25 p.m. at Ayodele Musa Unity Estate, Egbeda, Lagos. Iberedem said that the offense contravened the provisions of Section 210(8) of the Child Right Law of Lagos 2015. This is a developing story in itself, and you know, so many pertinent things, you know, on this. Apostle Timothy, cases of child defilement are troubling. What do you think contributes to such acts, and how can communities affect this root cause effectively?
Okay, thank you for having me. I would say parental. Yes, because it is very, very important and pertinent that parents should look out for their walls.
Right.
Now, if you look at what is happening today, parents leave the children for their mates. Most of them because of their career work and business.
Right.
You know, try to meet other fame, try to get so many things. And so they don't have this time for their children. The children now lean on sometimes their house help and teachers. Now, one thing you have to understand is this. The person you are leaving your child for, do you know his or her background? Do you know he was trained? And so the parents in this context has a lot to do, because the parents supposed to know the peer group of your children. Now, let me bring you to the Bible. What happened to Absalom? It was because of the kind of persons he has as friends,
right,
that almost made him took over from the father. Because of the peer group. How now, if you look at it, the parents in this context really need to look at their world. My late mother normally do something. I was not supposed to be a minister. I was taking care of 5 boys and a girl.
So did she teach you guys about all of this kind of stuff?
I said, that's where I'm going to. My mother always have time to pray for us. We can hear her say it aloud. And one thing my mother do those days, even when...
Five brothers?
Yes, 5 boys.
5 boys. Was there a time she collectively sat you guys down? Education?
Not once, not twice. We normally have mostly like I think every last Saturday or every Saturday prayers.
Okay.
Fasting and prayers. Because she was a core believer, so she leaned onto God,
right,
and not to her own understanding. To take care of 5 boys, you think it's easy? 5 boys. And now come to be the worst part of it is, you say you stayed around the Moore house. We live in the ghetto, Baptist Waterfront. That's where we grew up. Where you have peer groups. I have my most of them that I'm elder, younger, that they join gays.
Now, I'm sure that boy must have seen something, read something, or experienced something at 13 to know how to penetrate into a child. What are your thoughts on that?
Now, look at it now. I read through a story where I heard a lady was taking time to look at a child of same age, 13, 14. You see, in as much as you want to help your children grow, our gadgets today have really but where if I'm to give my 13 years old child a phone and the internet to connect, once a while I should take the phone and go through your Google search, go through your
a guy that raped a little boy, and Lagos state government actually sentenced him to 20 years in prison.
Okay.
It was pretty recent, I think last month.
What I'm saying is because those ones were brought.
They were publicized.
Yes. Maybe somebody saw them in the scene or whatever. There are others that go to the villages. Nothing is happening. Even if you try to, you will see that somebody on the higher rank of the government may want to close the mouth of now you won't go report. You're the one that want to go and make the report.
Right.
They will not allow that happen. So sometimes if you are not in the hymns of affairs, or you don't have somebody that can push your case, even when it comes to rape and over, you will not get justice.
Right. Mr. Timothy, as a clergyman, what do you think religious institutions, what role do you think they play to educate and protect vulnerable children in their communities? As men, and
what they need to do is the time, have time for these children. Where I'm coming from, as in my denomination, we have what they call the children department, we have what they call the teens department, we have what they call the youth department.
How do you inculcate these factors into these children using this department?
These departments don't joke with the children, the youths, the tender ones. So you see, we have the Sunday school class, and most of the lesson, I think if I could remember, some Sundays ago, we talked about the danger in sex. We talked about the disadvantage of pornography.
All right.
Yes, these are things we teach in our Sunday school. We teach them one-on-one. You let them that we have these things in our Sunday school lessons, in our teens camps, in this orientation. We bring up these persons. But one thing you have to know is that... Do you
allow these boys and these girls, give them room, to be vulnerable, to be open to discourse? Now, why I'm asking this is from a critical perspective. There was this school I had attended to actually talk to the children in that school.
Okay.
And after the discourse, you would find out that, I found out that most of the children had so much and they needed someone to talk to. Now, from a religious perspective, Nigeria, there are churches everywhere, so I'm talking about
the parents because of the society, school fees and everything. You don't need to say that. That's why in the
Do you think that has played a role in making parents negligent?
Yes, it has. Now look at it now in the Western world.
Right.
Why are we making much babies that you cannot take care and manage their bills?
What are your thoughts on a law being passed as regards to, let me say, the 2-year-old girl now, for example, had child, the child being taken from the parents and probably given to people that can, give the child enough focus and attention? What are your thoughts on that kind of law being passed?
Once this happens like this, that's when the parents will know that baby is more important to him or her. So they will not want to allow that happen.
Do you think if that kind of law is passed, people will be much thoughtful with their children?
Yes, they will. They will. They will. Where you can't take care of this baby you brought to this world, someone else that can take care should be in possession of the child.
Right.
But they will not want to. You don't understand something. After nursing the baby for 9 months and God helped you, the baby came to life successful, and somebody taking him from your side, it will not work.
Also, if there was a law that says this is the capital crime, or this is the kind of, you'd be in jail for 30 years, you'll be in jail for a certain amount of years, do you think it's going to help hinder the rise of rape cases, both among teenage boys and among older men?
Well,
of minors especially.
Well, I still stand and say there is no justice in this country.
Right.
Yeah, to some certain level, because there are ones that you will not believe that I read a story where an uncle had been molesting the brother's daughter for years. I watched another short clips that an elder brother brought the sister from the village to Lagos and be sleeping with her.
Do you think that is because, do you think because of that happens as a cause of a rise of sexual perversion of some kind?
Well, most of them are demonic. Yes, that's why no matter what you do, you must learn. Well, let me not be too religious, but you must learn to dedicate your children. Take them to church. Ask them to listen. Let them have time.
But oftentimes, these things happen in church.
That's what I'm saying now.
It happens. There are people in church that molest children in church.
Yes, that's why I said parents need to look out for their walls.
Right.
You don't leave them for children, for teachers alone. You don't leave them for ministers alone. Have time for this
For
one.
your children. Thank
Discuss
you
with
so
them.
much.
How can I asked a teenager, have you seen your monthly visitor? She don't know what is it. I say, who gets you what you use for your monthly visitor at this your age now? She said, what is monthly visitor? I said, she don't know. I said, have you not started menstruation? She said she has. I said, who takes care of your parts? Because most times, if you can't do them, you soil yourself and it makes you go out. One brother will want to tell you that I can do this for you, this and that. So
right.
you see how you begin. But she lives with her elder sister. The elder sister makes her to work 24/7 for her.
So you say you think the parents and families should be more
so
mindful.
If I have what it takes, I will take her from her sister.
Right. Thank you so much for your thoughts on that one, Apostle Getz. We are going to move on to our next topic. Even though we have not, we have a short time, I'm sure we did not critically analyze that, as it were. We are going to go to healthcare. There's a cholera outbreak in Sokoto and Plateau State. This has led to significant fatalities and hospitalizations. In Plateau's Kanam local government area, 1 person has died, and over 60 others are hospitalized following the spread of the disease in communities, including Nyang, Kaumaya, Banak, and Bikin Kogi, eventually reaching Dengi, the local government headquarters. The council chairman, Ayuba Siliu Musa, confirmed that both public and private health facilities in the area are managing the cases. The local government has offset all medical bills for patients and launched extensive public health campaigns, focusing on sanitation and safe drinking water to curb further spread. In Sokoto State, a gastroenteric outbreak commonly linked to cholera has claimed 25 lives and affected 1,160 people across Sokoto North, Silame, and Kware local government areas. According to the State Commissioner for Health, Hajia Asabe Balarabe, 15 active cases have been confirmed through laboratory tests. The state government has provided free medications across 18 local government areas and intensified efforts to revitalize healthcare services, including addressing long-standing issues of infrastructure and manpower shortages. Public awareness campaigns are ongoing to educate residents about prevention and control measures. The health challenges have highlighted systemic issues, with health officials expressing hope for improved healthcare delivery and infrastructure development under current government leadership. Authorities remain committed to managing the outbreaks and preventing further fatalities. This is a rising matter just now in Plateau and Sokoto. So, this cholera outbreak in Sokoto and Plateau State has claimed lives and many have been hospitalized. What does this say about our health structure, you know, in this time and age? With Nigeria being the giant of Africa and all, how does this reflect on us and our hygiene?
I don't really know what to say because, you know, one of the problems we have is this. Who is the Commissioner for Health in Plateau State? Is he?
Hajia, it's a woman. Her name was on the news.
Is she a doctor? Well, major cause should be this overflow of
the dam.
The dam.
Yeah.
The flood. Yes, because most times, such things will cause a lot of havoc and a lot of unhealthy healthy issues. Now, looking at it, what measures are the government putting in place? What measures? If you go around now, this local government may not have a good health care.
Dead conscience.
Yes, do you know what I'm saying as a dead conscience is this? World Health Organization have been warning. Please take care of your people.
Right.
Do immunization. Do what you're supposed to do to prevent cholera outbreak.
They were actually sounded the alarm.
They were crying. They were shouting.
Right.
Nigerian, please take care. Take care. Nigerian, please watch. We will soon release our dam, Cameroon and whatever. Please take care. Watch. Look out for your people. You know, work on social areas. They have been shouting, talking, but you will find out that in those local governments you will not see a good health care, but somebody is collecting money for that. Somebody is eating from that. So the problem is bad leadership and bad government. If not, that commissioner is supposed to resign.
Right.
75 persons have died, maybe because because you cannot as a person, as a religion. Now maybe my church, we have a bad road where we don't have gutter. We cannot fix it. You must be at the top before you can fix it. Because they will tell you that somebody is scheming for that gutter, for that drainage to be done. Somebody is scheming.
So why is the church or the program, why is it being held when people are going to risk their life to get to the program?
Okay, why is being?
Let's say I'm coming from your angle of a street that is bad.
Yes.
The road is bad. Let me say passing through that road can make someone sick.
It's down to the government. So when it comes to such things,
you know, so what is the role of the church? Because this is a welfare package.
the role of the church is to pray.
Both the church and the religion,
Is
or the religion.
The role of the church is to pray for the government to give us, to pray to God to give us a good leadership.
While we pray, why subject members or worshippers, as it were, to come to that place if there is no way to help, sensitize, inform, accommodate and fix the problem in a way that, I mean, the members will be more happier to come?
Well, as it stands, the religious do their community service. Like where I pastor, we don't have a good drainage.
Okay.
But you understand that in as much as I cannot fix some certain things, I come out and do cleanup.
Right.
So what we'll do in the interim, we'll get our members and see how we can do
So that.
some cleanup.
Exactly.
Some cleanup. We do some cleanup.
Right.
As I am now, I don't wait for members to sweep my church alone. I sweep my church.
Okay.
When I go in and I discover that the place is not kept, in as much as I cannot allow my house to be unkept, where people will come in and inhale some certain things or see things that will make them look unhealthy, and at the end of the day we begin to pray for those that are sick. Meanwhile the church is causing it. I do my own part.
Out of your way.
Yes, I do my part. I can show you videos where I sweep my church.
To make them to pay for their deeds. He also criticized the practice of accepting legal fees from public officials, warning if a lawyer would not care about the source from which a sitting governor or any other public servant pays him millions of naira to defend him in electoral tribunal, the lawyer must necessarily be mindful of the fact that the only proper way to collect such humongous amounts is through the financial system. He added that collecting such fees in cash violates money laundering violations and encourages tax evasion. Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi San, represented by Abubakar Babadoko, reaffirmed the government's commitment to reforming the criminal justice system. He said the nation stands at a critical juncture where insecurity and economic diversity present profound challenges to the rule of law and the administration of justice. The Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi San, was also represented by Babadoko and highlighted these claims. So this is a developing issue in the EFCC the EFCC director has talked about how this case of large fraudulent sums can only be handled its own, sabotaging the government.
No, the major problems we have in this country are the lawyers. Most of the lawyers, let me use the word because we still have some good lawyers. Most of the lawyers and most of the military personnel are our problem because they aid and abet crimes.
So we are going to the military soon. Well, let's go. Because they aid and abet crimes.
Yes.
Now, in the case of the law and what is being done to lawyers or people in such a position that commit this kind of crimes, do you think whatever sentence they are given is justified as it were in itself?
Whatever sentence?
For example, there was a bank manager in the news yesterday.
Okay.
Polaris Bank.
Okay.
For him to have grown to that echelon, but he was caught in fraud. Right? Do you think that aggregate attention is being paid on these public servants and how they commit this crime? Most time when people hear about fraud, they say, Yahoo boys, Yahoo girls, whatever, young people. Do you agree, or do you think that this happens more in the upper echelon as stated by the man, as opposed to it happening around normal civilians and normal people in the society?
Somebody said the way our top rank men use their pen to steal money, nobody has ever stolen in this world. Their pen. Those ones in higher authorities, they are our problem. Most of them are our problem. You know why? They are stealing for 10 generations to come. What are you doing that for? What are you doing that for? You don't understand that Nigeria is still in we are still on debt, but one man is moving trillions out of this country, and a lawyer will be there to defend him, to say no, he did not steal, it's by this, it's by that, is that. Well, you know, most times I don't blame them because that is what they, so that's why you hear I did it, but look at what I did, you go and defend me.
What do you think the action of lawyers should be when they are offered large financial sum? EFCC boss said they would rather collect it in cash to abate, being found for doing fraudulent transactions via the bank. What do you think, the process should be for lawyers in collecting such huge amounts, forgetting that they're sabotaging the country, as it were?
Their conscience are sealed with hot iron, and they don't know what most of them are doing and killing themselves. See, one thing we don't understand, what happened to our past leaders? People don't sit down and look at these things. All this money that I'm trying to steal and all this money I'm trying to gather, they don't look at what happens to other, I don't want to mention names, what happened to other persons that collected those huge sum of money. How is their life? How is their children? How did they really, those investments, are they still on?
All right.
Now you are taking these monies, you understand, just because you want to give justice that is not. That's why I say there is no justice in Nigeria.
Right. Do you think there should be stricter regulations on legal fees and financial transactions within the legal system to curb this issue?
It should start from the president. Yes.
The president is not a lawyer.
Yes, the president is not a lawyer. In as much as their house are not in order, you will give you like now. Let me give you an example. There are some things, there are some shady things you do here in this office. If you join them and do it, you can't condemn it. I don't know whether you're getting me. You can't condemn it. If our leaders can bribe the lawyers, they in authority can bribe the lawyers and make the lawyers do dirty jobs for them, they can't stand the very dark man. If he did not reveal what plays in his office with him and the transgender person, if that man did not come out and shout and look at what EFCC did, would he have known that this person was supposed to go to jail? The person was supposed to sleep in cell. The person did not sleep in cell.
But you know, that story doesn't necessarily mean that that was the EFCC boss.
No, it's not the EFCC's boss. Is
the corruption within the organization.
Is his subordinates. You understand?